Hi, this is Ashlee from Pilates Diversity Scholarship. My name is Ashlee Johnson. For those of you who have not met me, I live in the San Francisco Bay Area and I teach Pilates. I met Holly Ferguson, who also is on this project, when I started a teacher training program at her studio, Blue Sparrow Pilates. So I was lucky enough to get to learn from her as I became a teacher, and then we became friends when I started working at the studio. And so we've got a great working relationship together. And through our developing friendship, we talk about a lot of stuff, not just in our industry, but in our personal lives. And with all of the atrocities that have been going on in this country historically, as it pertains to race relations and inclusivity for people of color, we were just appalled, and we looked at our industry and our studios and really had to take a sobering look and say that we really have to do better. We need to encourage people who have the reach and the resources and the power to extend out a hand to people of color, not as a hand out, but as a welcome in. You can move with us, you can sit with us, you can teaser with us. It's really, really important to both of us because she and I have really, really different backgrounds, and it made it so that when we worked in a studio together, there wasn't much of anything that could come through the door that we couldn't handle between the two of us, and not just handle as far as people's physical being and healing of that and moving of that, but there wasn't too much that we couldn't relate to with our divergent backgrounds, and it made so that our studio and the community surrounding it was better served, because anyone who came in was probably going to find somebody who they could connect to and who they could relate with and who they felt was representative of them. And that has far-reaching implications for our communities. So our goal, I think, with Pilates Diversity Scholarship is to get more people of color having access to proper training through Pilates that they're interested in, and then through being trained and maybe getting certified and teaching in their communities, that it gives more, that there is more awareness in communities of color of Pilates and the benefits that it can bring to you, and that there will be more people practicing Pilates in communities of color, and that is going to ultimately, hopefully, cause there to be more wellness in communities of color. Right now it feels like wellness is a very elite thing. You know, if you can afford to shop at Whole Foods, you can afford to go see your therapist, you can afford to Zoom meet your therapist, you can afford to go to the expensive $40 Pilates class, and if you can't afford that, then you don't get Self-Care Sunday. And that's just, it's a form of violence, I think. And so I don't want there to be that violence in our communities anymore. I don't want wellness to be something that is barred from lower income or people of color just because they don't have access, or because they don't want to go into those spaces because they don't feel welcomed. They don't feel that there's somebody there who looks like them, who is going to be able to relate to them and their lives. So we know that this will not fix the layers and layers of issues with race and inclusivity in this country, but it's a little bit, it's a drop in the bucket. And I personally believe that just because we can't do everything doesn't mean we do nothing. So we are just trying, and I know that we'll hit roadblocks, and I know that we'll say the wrong thing sometimes, or maybe do the wrong thing, but that's not something that I'm personally too terribly afraid of. My ego and my pride of saying something dumb or looking like I didn't consider all of the avenues, I'm okay to get checked and get schooled on things. If I make a blunder, I can put my pride and my ego aside and be able to forge through this, because I know that it is a path worth taking towards more diversity and inclusivity in the traditionally very, very white and very rich field of Pilates. So it's nice to meet you. I hope that you'll join us, in our endeavors. And if you have any questions or comments or thoughts or want to share your story too, please reach out to us. Thank you.